back with Republican candidate for governor, Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard. He's got his son Jake, 13 years old, here with him on the campaign trail. And I bet you Jake thought it was pretty cool when Mike Bouchard got the endorsement of Ted Nugent. By the way, if you're lining up endorsements, the Motor City Madman says, yeah, he'll pull the lever for Mike Bouchard. Last segment, ladies and gentlemen, questions.
Interesting. We have a Facebook question here from Brett. It says, how will you break the established system of give a vote, get a vote bills which are laden with fat and gridlock? The best of intentions stall out in our seemingly broken political process.
First of all, I believe that things should stand on their own merit. So if you've got two things that are completely disjointed, I think they should be separated and have a standalone vote. And oftentimes when I was a leader in the Senate, I would move for that, to separate things, that they didn't have a connection, that there was no connectivity and purpose other than to try to
do that? How do you do that, though?
Well, obviously, as I would propose things, it would be a proposed standalone initiative. Now, in terms of separate kinds of things that are going on, in the legislature, obviously the governor can't control them. In fact, it's 148 co-governors, which is why the next governor is going to have to know how to move that process to get 56 votes in the House and 20 in the Senate on any given issue, or you don't get a bill to sign. But especially in appropriations, I'm not a believer that you make Christmas trees and everybody gets a little. That's what's driving this country into a disgraceful debt, and my future grandkids are paying a debt that they have yet to even be born to. It's staggering. About every minute, the national debt goes up by $2.1 million. Every minute. So, government at every level has to rein in spending and realize that it's unsustainable, and heaping this debt on our future grandkids and their kids is absolutely wrong on every level.
Sheriff Bouchard, Peggy Doty with Doty Mechanical. In April, you had released a plan for the Michigan Construction Jobs Now. Obviously, our company was heavily involved in new construction before it fell off a cliff 2 years ago. And this program intrigued me two ways. One, it was going to put construction workers back to work by the tax incentives. So many people don't want to build a home because they don't want the tax burden. And for my own personal perspective, we have a cottage in northern Michigan that we would love to remodel. But, as soon as you do that, you open the door and they reassess your property.
Exactly.
And the tax burden is just getting to be too much.
No question, which is why I made that proposal. The reality is, in the trades, our unemployment's around 33 to 35%. So we're losing skilled men and women every day to other states. They are in very difficult straits, and permits in Oakland County, as an example, used to have a robust industry, is down 95%. So, a lot of the communities say, we can't do that because then we won't get the revenue. The reality is they're not getting the revenue now, and we're putting a huge disincentive to people to doing any building. And so I say, we have two things. We have short-term and long-term. How do we get people back to work short-term and get some cash flow going again? And then long-term, we fix the tax and the regulatory code permanently. But in the short term, my proposal there is anybody can do any remodeling or addition or renovation of any business or any home or any cottage, and they'll have no tax implications for what they do. They'll have like 12 months to do it. It'll be like, go for it. We want construction vans in front of your house, not moving vans. If you are willing to invest in your property, we're not going to punish you with the increased tax rates in these times for doing something that adds value to our community and to our neighborhoods. So jobs. I want to incentivize that by saying we're not going to tax you. Go ahead, do any size or any scope renovation or remodeling. Please employ the trades, hire the building companies, fix up your properties. That's good for Michigan, and it will, even if we forego the increase in property taxes, we're still, as a state and as government's going to get the materials taxes, the income tax for people are now working again. Government has to get out of the way and let people start to work again. And the other proposal I have in line with construction jobs now also goes to new home builders that are building model homes and things like that right now, as soon as you build it and put it online, it goes to taxable value of a home. And that's a very big disincentive to a builder. So I say give them 12 months to build it, give them 12 months to sell it, or, whichever comes first. so that you don't punish them for, they have a lot of skin in the game. They own the lot, and they're going to pay money out of pocket to build it. Don't punish them to do it. Leave it as a tax rate of a lot for that period of time and let them have an opportunity to move that property and get somebody living in that house. So those are the kinds of things I'm talking about, and I'm proud to have the Grand Rapids Home Builders and the Kalamazoo Home Builders, both groups, endorse me. And, we've got trades folks around the state that want desperately to get back to work, and government's got to quit punishing people for when they do allow them to work.
Sheriff Bouchard, where can people find more information about you?
Bouchardforgovernor.com.
Bouchardforgovernor.com. It's simple as that. You've got about 3 weeks, less than 3 weeks, to make your decision. We appreciate the valuable time. I know every second counts when you get to this stage.
My pleasure.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for...
That is Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard, Republican candidate for governor. This has been the Mid-Michigan Business Wrap. It's okay to give him a round of applause for spending that much time. Thank you very much. Suzanne Heward.
That's a wrap.